Jacque, with this one, there's a different stretches of different runs. What did you see that was the difference maker?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it as a team after the game. You just look at our defensive numbers, the quarters, 35, 27, 13, 28 is like my heartbeat was watching USA versus Netherlands kind of thing. We want more like when my wife watches like those Hallmark movies, Hallmark, right? Just nice and across the board. So a little bit more consistency kind of thing, you know. So great third quarter. Start out, gave them too much at the beginning of the game. So the consistency, and that's turnovers. Couple of second chance points where kick out for threes. That's us not capitalizing in transition. Also, we had plenty of opportunities, especially in the first quarter. So a little bit of everything, but that team had 103 points, and we didn't play our best.
And you mentioned earlier that this was going to be a test and a challenge for this group. What did you gather as a whole as you walk away from the court from where your team is right now?
Yeah, overall, good to see TJ back out there getting the mix. So we're accomplishing some things, figuring out some units, figuring we can play small and big like we did tonight. We can defend, as we did in the third quarter. And now can we consistently do it? And so good for us to take a look at what the recipe is, and now can we continue to produce that recipe over and over again?
Coach, got two quick ones for you. You guys jumped out to the 11-2 lead, and then they came back and took a 16-11 lead. Just what did you see in that swing? Because it kind of felt like that.
Yeah, a lot of that was us Christians. Imagine it was like we had 5 turnovers in that stretch, with a bunch of them being we got a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1 or a 4-on-3, and we didn't capitalize. Quick turnaround. And so I told them this is a high-quality basketball game, so you got to make high-quality plays over and over again. That's how they erased that lead very quickly.
And second, just Kevin, obviously 31 points, but he had the 8 turnovers. Just what did you see from some of the reads that he was making?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Then I look on the other side, and Tatum had 9. And so you go about it. Those dudes garner a bunch of attention, putting them in positions where both teams show crowds to the best player out there. That's just a part of it. Can we have some where we don't give them up as easily maybe in the first quarter like we did? Kevin had a 2-on-1 break with Nick. Maybe we don't turn that one over. Maybe that's a dunk or a layup. He doesn't have 8.
Jacque, for most of the game you played 8 guys. You got a little out of the bench. I mean, you talked about TJ coming into his own, Seth had foul trouble. Given their length, did you think about going to Kessler, Dayron, Keefe, some of the guys at the end of the bench to give you more size?
No, I looked at the stat sheet, and he went with 8 also, pretty much. And so I thought just that's the way the game was going to play out. We got 2 days off before our next game. I always think about what can be next. Like Seth picked up those quick fouls. The shooting piece around it, could we have put someone else in? Always thinking about it. We're trying to get an advantage, and I think over the course of the night, we made them not play Cornette because of the way we went small, so that we both were kind of going back and forth chess match.
And then to follow up on that, just some of the younger guys, especially out of the rotation right now, is there anything you're looking to see from them? You know, you talked about still figuring it out. Is this the group you're rolling with for now, or is there some stuff they could maybe do to get into the rotation?
Like Kessler, Dayron, David Duke. I think it's all part of, those guys have been around me, and so I know a little bit about their games. I haven't spent a lot of time with Seth and back-to-backs and what's going to get Seth going. And is he better with Ben out on the floor? Is he, where the shots are coming from? So still figuring that piece out. But we need him. Then you have the ability to, would I rather have Dayron Sharp playing against Luke Cornette or maybe play Kev at the 5 and maybe we get an advantage. So have not lost faith in those guys. But I think overall, just trying to get a sense of other guys who I haven't seen. Cam's got a shot. Ed's got a shot. Patty had a shot earlier. It all come around again.
Against a team that's been pretty much an offensive juggernaut. I mean, you guys acquitted yourselves pretty well defensively. But, I mean, you guys didn't have Ben and Jalen goes off. They didn't have Marcus to help on Kyrie, but yet it looked like there were some looks there that he could have knocked down. In your mind, was he not getting the shots that he wanted, or was he just not able to knock those looks down?
I think overall we got some pretty good looks throughout the course of the night. And for us to challenge all their shots at a decent rate, we were able to get to the rim at the same time. Definitely would have wanted to see Ben, see what it looks like. Another defender out there, someone who can push the pace against them. Next time, Brian. Look forward to it.
So I asked you before the game about the defensive looks on Kevin. You said you were really curious to see what the Celtics throw at him. We're at the end of the game. What'd you think? What'd you think of what Boston threw at him?
Yeah, that's why the game is so interesting, right? So previous years, they double-teamed him. So the first 3 quarters, they didn't, which is great. That's why you watch it, you see how it folds. So first 3 quarters, they didn't. Then he started going off a little in the post, and they double-teamed him. And it was a mixed bag for us. We got some good looks. We were able to swing the basketball. That produces energy for us. We also had some turnovers at the same time as well.
If I could follow up, what do you think of the timing on those double teams in the fourth quarter on Kevin?
Just overall, we have to take advantage when teams double team. If you're going to send a second guy at our best player, then we got to make you pay for it. And I think some of it was 2 times it was TJ, who hasn't practiced or played with us, a little hesitation on his cut down the middle. Then the other times, I think once we swing that thing and it gets to the second guy, you got to shoot it. So they were able to close out on more than a couple occasions where they double team, still were able to close out on our shooters. Can't allow that to happen.
Thanks.
You got it.
Jacque, do you have any more of an update on Ben since we won't see you till Tuesday?
I guess this was the 3rd game. I said 3 games, huh? Man, you own it, Alex. You own it, my man. We'll see. Off day tomorrow. They didn't tell me anything differently. He'll come in even on the off day, get some treatment, and kind of day by day now, unless they tell me otherwise. Okay, but they haven't said yes or no to what's next. Thank you. All right, guys. Okay, have a good night.